Hey, welcome to White Sands. My name's Fernando Salas. I'm the creator of White Sands Hair Care. And we're live and we're global, and we're going to have a good time. Last month we went and we did long hair and some long hair secrets and cutting and so forth. We had so many requests to please go over some different things that they didn't understand, would like a refresher, and they really liked the last month's presentation. So we're going to go ahead and refresh some of those, revisit some, and but we're going to go with curly hair rather than straight hair. And we'll visit some of the updo things. And then what I'd like to share with you also is some of the different things that I'm currently doing, kind of like in the background, or should I say backstage. I'm not showing these things, and it's just some very creative, different hair cutting techniques, and I'd just like to share them with you, and so that I guess we'll have a creative session shortly, and we'll think only outside the box, and this will be kind of like a taste of it. Anyway, what I'd like to do is, her hair is not only curly, but it's extremely long. She has 3 areas of disconnection. They don't match. And so her hair looks like she's in different layers and in different pieces. We're going to bring them together. And as you can see, she has got a massive amount of hair. And she's very wide up here. And what we're looking for is we want to bring this area up, yes, but we don't want any heaviness, low heaviness in the hair. What we want is we want it a little more layered so that I can also cause the hair to deflate, even though we're layering. It'll be long layers. And the other thing we're going to do, we're going to start from the top down. We're going to work on taking away weight by not, if we start from the bottom, we'll create a heaviness. This will have no heaviness. Okay? I'm not going to use any clips and things like that. It'll go faster. I've got lots to show you. And also, if you have any questions, please go ahead and email us and I will respond. The main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work more from a classic sense, meaning straight lines, and then we'll create soft lines and so forth. But mainly what I want to do is I want to get you the technology in your mind so it becomes easy for you to do. And I'm going to be working on this portion of the head. From here to here, mostly flat, has a slight round. Okay? And I'm going to cut this so she can part it on either side. Her growth pattern shows that when you come this way, it's completely flat and more towards the back. When we bring this in this direction, her hair is lifted up and over, and it also kicks forward, much sexier. Okay? Anyway, and we'll start with just a regular, and we are going to, a regular parting here, and we're going to cause this hair to move forward rather than backwards. Okay? And it'll just be a regular cut, and I'm not going to worry about the hair being wet. I want you to see exactly how this is going to affect the hair, and I figured that if we cut this and cut it dry, you could see better. Okay, my next step from here is a slight pie shape. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, this is even. This one is fatter here and skinny at the back. Okay? And what I'm going to also do is I'm going to bring this to the same place. Now, just because I bring it to the same place and just because it looks even up here doesn't mean it's even. If I took this same hair and had a slight curvature and I take it to the same place, that means that the following layer is longer than the first layer. Now, let's say I take the same layer and I bring it out towards me. You see, now it's longer, and I need to cut it off because I really want it shorter. So it's still even, but because I brought it towards me, this is traveling less amount of time, less amount of length from here to here, and so now the first layer is longer than the back layer. Okay? Now, let's go ahead again and take the next section. Again, make it pie. You can see the difference, okay? And by doing so, you're going to cause this hair, okay, towards me, okay, even in the same place, but even though it's even, this is going to be shorter and this is going to be longer. And when I let go, all this is going to flood forward. Okay, it will be automatic, and that's because of the parting. As I continue the parting and as I'm going lower, can you see that? How it's not straight back, it's up. But I'm also bringing this hair towards me. And what that's going to do again, it's going to make that area shorter, short to long, and it's going to cause it to go back. When we get over to the other side, I'm going to show you the other partings, but I want you to see this 100% again. And right here, add a girl, okay. And anything that hangs over, just cut it off, okay. She's got great hair. I'm going to texturize her in some, because otherwise the layering is going to cause this hair to do one thing. That's balloon out, because we're cutting it blunt and we're causing. Okay, let me show you what we've done. We have length, but we don't have any fatness at the bottom, and that's because we didn't allow any. And you see how the hair shoots forward? Big difference. Okay, all right, let's go over to this side. Okay, now let's say I wanted to take her hair and we wanted it to be just kind of come straight down instead of going forward. In that case, okay, we have our pattern from the back right there. Okay, anything hanging over, of course, we know we cut it off. Okay, but you would continue down in the same horizontal, and you can pull it towards you, or you can take it up. The more up, the longer it is, the more towards you, the shorter it is. Okay, we're going to change back to this angle. If I want our hair to go back, I would be taking these 45s going this way. Okay, and what would happen is that this middle piece would be shortest, this would be longest, and this would be mid-length. And the middle part is going to give way so the hair flows back. Okay, anyway, let me show you this. And short to long. And you can see that there's really no need for clips. Clips, all they do is help you separate the work so that you can do your work clean, so you don't get one area mixed up with the other and so forth. And I'm not too worried about the curly hair. I'm stretching it enough to where it's doing the necessary job of being straight enough not to give us uneven lengths. It will be even enough, because I'm going to make this uneven anyway, so I figured it didn't matter. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm sorry, hon. You can see that there's no fatness at the base because it's gone away. Okay. Now, let's turn to the back, and we're going to part this in half. Okay. And what we're going to take is a 45-degree angle from here to here. And you can see it. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up like so, but I'm going to take a piece of the area that's already been cut, and you can see the difference from here to here. Okay? So we grab a piece of the guide. Okay, and we're going to cut it off. Okay, also on a normal basis, I'd be right here, but I want you to see, so I'm stepping to one side. Okay, and she really has a lot of hair back here, so I'm going to get her to, I'm going to put these long layers in there. And I will continue to go down. Until I run out of hair. But I want you to note that I'm not bringing this hair up high. I'm actually bringing it towards me. If I was to make her hair normal, now you see where I'm really cutting the hair. Okay? So I bring her down here because I want to remain comfortable. So I just move her head a little tiny bit here and there. Okay. And we cut that off. And the last one down here. Okay. Now, again, you can see this massive hair all of a sudden begin to lie completely flat. Okay. Now, in the 45-degree angle area, I want to make sure that I did a good job where it meets right here. Most of us don't have large hands, so you want to go make sure and check it out. Now, it's going to automatically have a point. You don't want to take the point off. You just don't want to have an excess of length. So you just go through and check. Here's a little bit right there. And there's a little bit more. You can see it. Okay, let's go to the other side. And this is probably the easiest. Your last section will always be the easiest. And so now we have this, this, and this to use. And you want to always use the guide. And just follow what it says. Remember where you brought the hair down to. You can use different positions of the body to remember where the elevation is. But the most important thing to remember here, besides the pattern that I'm showing you, is the elevation. Because then everything will graduate properly. Again, I'm only cutting it dry for those of you that are joining a little late, is so that you can see where the effect is. Definitely much easier to cut if this was all wet. But we're not worried about easy. We're more concerned about getting this information to you so that you understand it. Remember, don't cut the point off. It's meant to have a point behind the ears, and the reason being it's more like a triangle in this area. And again, it's because all of us don't have hair behind the ear, and we need the extra there. Okay. Let's cut the outer perimeter, and then we will go ahead and begin to shape her hair. But I want you to note that her hair has gone flat. Okay. And instead of cutting down like that, I'm going to stretch the curly hair, and I'm going to, can you get that, Aaron? I want to cut behind the fingers. Okay. That's going to get a little bit higher. And the reason I'm cutting behind the fingers, I want a soft edged line. I do not want a hard edge lined. And even though I did that throughout on a normal basis, if I wanted her hair to have a soft edge everywhere, everything I did that you saw me do in front of my fingers, I would do behind my fingers. And that would give me a nice soft edge. And you can note that this is a very fast technique. And definitely the technique is not about speed, but is to give you an assurance of where you're going and that you're going to be able to create exactly what you're looking for. Okay? In this particular area, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and cut that out of there so she has a nice soft edge. Just go ahead and ride your blade right down. Okay, let's turn the other way. That's good right there. And we're going to cut again behind the fingers for a soft edge line. I like where hairdressing has gone today. They've given us a lot of freedom, but you just remember your foundation so that when you move into all these different areas of creative freedom, you won't get lost because everything has got to be based on something. And we cut that right down. We cut this area off. Okay. And I'm going to leave her like this as far as the parting and so forth, but we'll change it as we go along. All right, let's get a good close-up of this particular scissor. For those of you that have not seen it, I will share again. I know some of these things have been archived. Okay. And these scissors are a little different than normal thinning scissors. You can see that the blade turn at the base. They're also very soft-edged. And you're going to see a lot of companies are copying our technology. We're okay with it. What we're doing that they're not doing is giving you technique. Okay, the important thing on this is that normally we lock our wrist, close the blade, and open the blade. Because if we move, then we're going to hurt the client. Okay, and I want you to take a good look and watch real close. Because it goes ahead and cut. The other thing I want you to notice is, do you notice any cut marks? None. Okay, let's take the same thing, and we're going to go this way. And we're going to go this way. I want softness in her hair, and this is a way for us to get it. Now, I'm not going to do a ton of it because then it will become real poofy because it's got too many short ends. This way, I'm going to cut out, and it's like three, deep, medium, and soft. But you can see how soft it is now, and there's no cut marks. Okay, so that part is really important. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going deep, medium, and at the ends. And I would do this for curly hair. A lot of people, well, I was asked and called and so forth about, well, what would you do? How would you do the curly hair? Okay, I would not go in deep like in the other ones. We were going like this and pulling in and so forth. That will give it a piezier effect. But I wouldn't do this with the curly hair. And the reason being is because the shorter ones, it's going to push the hair out. And I'm not looking for the hair to be out. I want it to taper close into each other. And so that would be a better call than using the other technique. Use the technique to cause the effect. That's the most important part about what we're doing right now. What the technique and the scissors do is they'll give you the design freedom so that you can create what you're looking for instead of hoping to get what you're looking for. And the current texturizing scissors do not allow you to do what I'm doing right now. So, because if you do that, you're going to pull the hair and the client's going to get upset with you. And then after we do this portion, what we're going to do is show you some of the cool things that happens when you use the liquid texture on the hair. Okay. As you can see, And this is the main reason I left this curly, so that you could see what actually happens to the hair. There's no more bulk lines. It looks like it's one length hair again, and then you don't see this thing ballooning out. Let me show you what I mean, how it's not ballooning out. And let me change the base so that you can see that now at the bottom you can see her skin. And the reason you can see the skin is that it's no longer so full because of the layers, but it looks like one length hair. And this is again a very difficult effect to get on curly hair, but this way it will resolve those issues for you. Okay, let me do the other side over here, and we will move to do the other models and the new looks for that. Roughly about 3 little hits, and ride it up as you move with it. I was asked by many of you to slow down so that you could really get the idea of the technique. One of the other things I do is I also pinch like this so that it spreads the hair out for me, so that I get to see if the hair has got any funny thicknesses anywhere. And that's another cool little technique. Also hard to see it, but once you do and realize it, it makes your work much nicer. Okay, we're going to send her away. I want you to please note that her hair is parted on the left side. We'll probably end up parting her hair on the other side. Okay? All right. Where's Patty? You want to take her? And why don't you give this to Patty and tell her to finish up the back for me, just the ends. Okay, let's have... Okay, this is Dee Dee, and I left her curly because I wanted to share something really cool and exciting. Her hair has a lot of little frizzies. She's actually really, really curly, and she texturized her hair today. Again, I just left it as is so that you could get a good idea of what the product has the ability to do. You know, when we are trying to get this hair to get it to do what we want it to do, or what the client wants to do, as an example, she comes in and she goes, I'd like to have my hair straightened, round brush straight, maybe flat ironed and so forth. And that's a good request, but it's usually a long, drawn-out job. We're going to use a liquid texture firm, and it will eliminate so much of our work. I left it, we did use white sands on her through the in the morning to style her hair, so I don't have to worry about that. But her hair actually, even if she had the wrong products in her hair, the liquid texture would override it. Okay, while the hair is dry, you spray the liquid texture in from the roots out everywhere. Now, if this was a hairspray, we would not be able to comb through it, especially if it was a firm a spray. Dry the product in the hair. You don't want to use it while the hair is wet. And the main reason being is that once you do that, the product works too fast and you can't really get to what you want. Okay? Comb the hair through. And I know many of you have seen this already numerous times, but I'm doing it simply out of request, not to keep feeding you the same education. And the neat thing about where we're at today as hairdressers with our clients is, the important thing is that client wants to have amazing finish work. And if the work isn't amazing, and the finish work isn't amazing, then the client really doesn't know whether what they got was good work or not. They can only measure by the finish. And in her case, she wants straight hair, and she wants it easy. Me, I want it easy as well. And the reason I say that is that it's not this easy to make curly hair straight. Normally, we have to go through the routine of washing and then blow drying. I'm straightening out those short curly ones she has at the base. I want you to note that I am not running through this hair fast. I am running through the hair slow. And the reason being, it has a thermal guard and it will protect the hair. The reason we call it liquid texture is that you can create any texture you want with liquid texture, from curly to straight, from straight to curly. We'll show you some of that stuff in a minute or two. But the other thing is that I didn't create this product strictly for updos or fantasy and stuff like that. That's what we're known for, seems like. But I created this product for everyday hairdressing. And I created it so that you would have a design freedom, that you could make this hair do anything you wanted to do. I think most of you have seen it, but just in case you haven't, I will show this to you again. What makes this so amazing, I think any hairspray can make hair stand up, but it's not about standing up. It's about that what happens is the hair turns into like a fabric, and you can do anything you want with the hair. Don't let go until it's dry. Make sure you put enough at the base. Voila, you have hair that stands, does anything you want. Now, you can take it and twist it and turn it. It doesn't break up, so you don't need to back comb it. It's extremely forgiving. If you don't like the way it came out, you can go ahead and comb it. You didn't see this thing curl back up or anything like that. If you wanted to take the flat iron again, or you want to curl it, it'll allow you to do that. You can use hot rollers. You can use it even for any kind of dry or wet setting, like for example for our, the magnetic rollers and so on. It'll allow you to do that. You don't need to reapply in order to make it do something else. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and let's put this back. Okay? And the way we're going to put it back is we'll just go ahead and do a pin curl. And reach over and get that iron for me. Had a girl. Okay? After you've done that, you go ahead and clamp it. I'm going to show you some other do's that will be, oops, hold on. That will be this very thing I'm showing you, but I want to take the time to put her hair back so that you can see that we don't need to reapply in order to get it to restyle. Okay? And then we're going to pin it so that it cools in the new effect. We have the studios using the product for this very reason, is that all they need to do is definitely just re-spray and restyle with heat if necessary. But most of the time, or 99% of the time, there's no need for that. You just restyle and you press on. Okay, we'll bring her back and we'll recomb it out in a few moments. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yes, please. This is Lacey. And what we did with Lacey is the same thing we just did with her. We put her hair in pin curls. She doesn't have long hair. It's layered hair. And let me just show you over here real quick. Like you can see the curl pattern is a soft wave, and it also is horizontal. And it comes out like that, and it has lots of volume, but it takes a turn all the way down here. Then we have an effect down at the base. So that's why you would use a pin curl wrap rather than a curling iron, for the simple reason is that the effect is different than a curling iron. Nothing wrong with the curling iron. I think we need that. We need everything. What we're trying to do is choose what is best for the look. And so we go to our, should I say, our arsenal and figure out what we're trying to do with it. And in her case, we're going to do an updo, but I'm going to show you what it looks like by just combing through, and then we'll make it a very nice contemporary up. Okay, and now all we need to do, because of the liquid texture, we'll put the liquid texture in on dry hair, and then we went ahead and did like what we just did on Dee Dee. And we put the our hands through it after we clamp each one of them with the iron. And the more you comb, the softer it gets. Would you get Patty for me? I need some bobby pins, Aaron. Okay, comb it through, and you can see that this is really soft, and you can begin to get it to do whatever you want it to do. But mainly, liquid texture allows you to put a textured effect, and then you go ahead and style any way you like. Okay, would you hold this like this for me? Right here. Add it, girl. Now, the neat thing about what our sprays have done to the industry is we have literally changed the way we style hair forever. And I think that was so cool that it's possible for us to do that. Okay, and then spray the hair. And then go ahead and hit the hair with a little dryer. More time. I'm going to put a little bit more in the back here, so I want it to stand up a little bit better. Okay. And for right now, we're going to use a regular clippy. Okay. And then we're going to begin to add to this. Now, you want to combine the different sprays. Like right now, we're going to use the Infinity, and what we're trying to do is figure out what would best give us the wave patterns that we're looking for. And when I spray that like from the back, I'm looking for height and support. Not too worried about. You can see that I can recomb this out. And I'm only spraying base right now. Low heat. Okay. And I can recomb this top area very easily. Sorry. And again, I'm going to just hold this like this for right now because we want to see how the shape is taking place. And again, we're looking for that center area to be our support. Don't worry about how big the section is. Most importantly is we're looking for a softness and creating that wave pattern that you're looking for. Again, no worries, just if it's not smooth the way you like it, go ahead and slightly comb it so you can get the effect that you're looking for exactly. Okay, let me get a little clippy here. Yes. Okay. For those of you that are joining us live now, we have been having some technical difficulties. So right now I'm just showing you some different updo ideas and how easy it is to work with this with the Infinity. And you'll see when you go back and see the archived portion of the tape is how we first prepared the hair and make that real easy. And then after you do that, it's very easy to just comb the hair, put the curl effect that you want on it. We don't have a mirror, so that's why we're jumping out to the front. Anyway, with the Infinity, there's no need for, once you back home it, you're stuck type of a thing. You're not stuck. Absolutely not stuck. Hold that for me. Okay. I say what's mostly cool about this, it's so forgiving, and it allows you to continue to work, and if you don't like it, you can change it and change it and change it. Okay, I'm just using the regular clips for speed and so forth. We won't worry about I just mainly wanted to show you technique so that you're able to do these things on your own and do them easily. Let's turn you sideways a little bit. That's a girl right there. Hold. Spray. Okay. And today's hairdos, even though you can make them wide and abstract and so forth, I like them kind of loose, not too perfect. Again, that's just me. And that's the neat thing about hairdressing is that the interpretation is left up to you and the client. And but what I like most of all is the freedom that liquid texture is offering us. Just like those scissors I just showed you, is it gives us so much freedom. Spray. Okay, let me turn you around this way so they can see. Hold. Whoa, too fast, too far. Right there, that's good. Okay. And then actually what I really like about this is that you really don't need pins, as you can work a little bit slower than what I'm doing. And once you do this with the liquid texture, it's like using a pin, and you don't have to do any pinning or anything like that. It's completely done for you. And I'd like to even show you some neater things, like how this product will allow you to use it wet. And but for the sake of time, and next time that we are going to get together, it'll be mainly all the updo stuff, and we'll be able to show you that kind of stuff, all the different ways that you can use the product. Okay, one more time. More. Isn't that the greatest thing? You can take this hair and turn it into anything you like. You don't have to backcomb it to give it motion or support. It'll do that for you 100%. Okay. And let me bring this sideways so everybody can see this. Sorry. Okay. On a normal basis, we'll stick the iron in there, the flat iron, and when you do this to it, it fuses the hair together, and you don't need a pin. But we'll get into all the cool things that the liquid texture is able to do, and the Infinity, just by spraying it and drying it. And you can see that all this, you don't need to actually pin it if you just take your time. And it didn't take that long to do. Let me take that. Thank you. All right, let's turn her a little bit here and there. Hold on a second. Let me take this thing off of there. And let me take this one off so it looks good. Okay. And it's just a simple pin curl set. You can do this with curling irons, you can do it with the hot rollers, but most of all the hair will turn for you by simply just pushing and tugging, and you don't have to do any back combing. We got lots of height, and it makes our works easy and very, very fun. Thank you, Lacey, very much. Okay. Let's get Fred's daughter. Come on. Okay. On this young lady, what we're doing is we take the long hair, and again we take the liquid texture, and we spray it everywhere. And then after we spray it, we take the blow dryer, dry the product so that it will allow us to do what we want it to do. All right, I was showing you the pin curl technique. Again, this one is difficult, and so I really recommend you take a mannequin and practice, lots of practice, long-haired mannequin, okay? And open your finger slightly and you go one complete turn. Pinch down here, and then go back the other way, the way you came. And see, the problem is right now I have extra hair, so that you have to place inside so that we can continue to work with it. Normally, we don't have to worry so much about that because it goes right around. But when you use that technique of back and forth, it gets really difficult. All right, let's try again. I'm going to take my ring off because it's in the way. All right. A regular pin curl is from the inside out, okay? This is in and hold. Back the other way, pinch inside, and come back around. See, I took not 3, but 2, and that will allow us to do the technique really easy and more fluid, okay? And then we can go ahead and pull it through. After you pull it through, oops, let's try it again. Like I said, this one's a difficult one. And pull it through. Take your flat iron and curl. I mean, not curl, and pinch, so that the curl will take the effect. Okay? Now that it's not going to fight me, one more time we'll do it easy. Okay, normally it doesn't take that much. But practice on this so that you don't find yourself embarrassed in front of your client, unable to put one of them up when you've been talking up a brand new look for her. Okay? And then go ahead and pin. Now, this particular technique is going to give you just an ondulation, like one of those long finger wave effects. Anyway, let's take some of it down so we can see it. See? You can see the effect that you're going to get. And this is very difficult to get on long hair any other way, and you can do this with the liquid texture in a matter of about 10 to 15 minutes. And then take it down, and you can see how cool the shape is on this effect. Long hair is the bad thing about it is that we don't have a lot of options for them. So it's really important that we get these options going. for our client. And I like long hair clients because they spend a lot of money on their hair. They really do. And because nobody can seem to do what they're asking you to do for them, they're always getting their haircut too short, and nobody can give them different variations on how to wear their hair. So when you come up with this technique, you're going to get so many new clients simply because you're offering them options, and they're going to send you a lot more people simply because they like it. This has been a hot look for quite some time in the magazines, but we've not been able to know how to do it. So this gives us the opportunity to get a ton of new clients, long hair clients. I love them. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, now I want to show you some of those things I was talking to you about earlier, where we are doing a little more creative work. And I want to show this to you with a mannequin rather than a live model. And I want to show you, again, we won't use any particular technique in the sense of with a pattern. What I want to discuss with you is such things as the way we feed hair and where we cut hair. For example, let's take this hair. Okay, now that we got this huge piece, I'm going to get right behind it. That means that this hair is going to travel farther. And you see how I'm combing this hair at the top? Would you say that there's a difference between combing the hair like this or combing the hair like this? In our estimation, we would probably say, nah, not really, okay? But the other thing I'd like you to consider is after we draw the hair, okay, if we cut this here, it's going to be sharper than if we cut it back here. If we cut it back here, in particular the amount of hair that we're taking, the curvature of the head, you're going to have a variation. It's not going to be an even line. It's going to be a concave line. And watch what happens. Okay? You would think that this is going to create a hard line. But if you look at it, you see all the layers it created, and it created soft layers. So the way that I grab this hair and feed it into my hand and where I cut it is going to determine what's going to happen with this hair. How come there's no chop marks all the way down? Why is it layered? Okay, why is it soft? And it's because of the way that we're feeding the hair. Okay? Now, let's do this one more time. And you see that I'm standing right behind so that I know that it's going to be right where I want it. Okay? And lastly, let's take this last section. Okay? And you see that every time I've been combing this hair is from the bottom. By doing it from the bottom, it causes you to travel a different distance, and cutting behind the fingers is the hair's in motion. So you are definitely moving in a direction. Okay? Now, I'm just going to work with this little area right here. And you know what? Let me cut this off blunt, and I'm cutting behind my fingers again. Like I told you, I wouldn't do any particular order because this is more of a creative session. Some of the things I'm doing kind of backstage. Okay. let's go back up here on top, and let's grab this whole section again. And now that I got it in my hands, I'm going to bring it out, and again more forward, and feed it from the bottom, and we're going to cut behind the fingers. Okay. Now, let's take this area, and instead of cutting behind the fingers like we were just talking about, what we're going to do is we're going to cut behind the fingers, but we're going to move forward as we are cutting. So every part of the haircut is in motion. And as I lift the hair up, you are getting layering and softness. Okay, let's cut some of this in motion. Okay, we have a nice sharp line up here. And that just means simply that this line right here is longer than the hair at the bottom. So all you need to do is take it up slightly, and just cut it from underneath is fine. And it begins to soften. Now, let's take our scissors. Could you have Patty bring back my texturizing scissors? All right. Anyway, and you're in motion as you're cutting. Some of the other things I'd like to share with you, if you are you want to keep the hair down, what you can do is just go ahead and cut and keep bringing this down like so. You're not looking for a particular effect, but you don't want volume, so you come from the bottom. You don't come from the top, and it begins to give us that flat but yet almost like a broom-like effect. Now, if I wanted this to be softer and a little more airy, what I would do is I'd be taking it like so, and I would be cutting into this area. But if I'm doing that, what's going to happen is I'm going to create volume. So either one works really nice, but what we're trying to do in this case is not create the volume. And everything that we're cutting is all in motion. Okay. A couple of things that what I'm going to do right now as we're talking is we have, for those of you that attended the program, we have some neat specials, and we have a group that is also attended, and it is Ask Mags. And guys, thanks for bearing with us with all of the technical difficulties. And what I'd like to share for those of you that we didn't get much into the product at all today, and we're okay because the main thing we're trying to do is give you lots of education and spread open our areas of creativity. And that's the main thing I wanted to get to you today, is that you would begin to see the effect of the work. And you can see that it's in the hair patterning itself and not the product. I'm going to use a little smudge so that you can see the work a little bit better. And I'd like to see you just take your time and begin to be more like an artist. And if you take your scissors and begin to work with it as though it was a paintbrush, you would really enjoy your work a lot better. All right. What I want to share with you, there's the special I was talking to you about. We have the special scissors with the curve and so forth. It's called Evolution OKCB. And they're normally $370, and they're $199 for being with us. We also have one each of our products. You're getting 3 of each through AskMags.com. And the normal price is $213. We're taking $75 off. Well, that is the special. $213, $275, no, $288, and you're saving $75. Anyway, unless the product is different, I don't come out with it. So I really recommend you try it. Try it because you're here because you want to grow, and these are different because I believe we've needed to grow. The other thing is a special link for those of you to find this particular special on Ask Mags. It's, of course, www.askmags.info/shop so that you can get the special deal. So go on there and check that out. I think we have, where's my last young lady so that we can see the final look? There she is. Come on over. Okay. We left her curly, again, like I said we would. And the other thing I wanted you to notice above all, and the main reason we came from the top down, is we didn't want that hair to balloon out. So we were able to get that. And it's just a secret that I believe that we've missed, in particular with curly hair, because we always think that with curly hair, if we layer it, it's going to balloon out. Not so. Just don't start from the bottom. Go from the top and work yourself down, and you'll see that works a lot better. And you know what I want to say about where hairdressing is also today? It really is about the nuances on achieving your results, because most clients come to us just like this. They're not coming at us with, oh, do my hair this and do that and do something crazy. We don't get that happening very often. We maybe have 5 clients that would allow us to do things like that, but they need answers, and I know that's what you're doing here with me. And I'm glad I could share these different things. And I want to thank you again for putting up with our technical difficulties. And we hope to see you in a couple of weeks with some new stuff. And again, we'll do a creative session like what we did over here with this crazy approach to the hair cutting, where it's all in motion. And I'll show you some cool new things that I'm working on backstage that are, like, for example, this has an overall idea, but it doesn't have the order, so it's easily transferable and easily redoable. And those are some of the things I'm working for our hands-on classes. For those of you interested in that, we're having a cool cruise. Check us out on the website. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.